Hi, I'm Chef Tony Matassa. Today we're making a smoked chili con carne with smoked ribs, smoked bacon, and smoked steak. The first thing we need to do is dry rub the ribs and steaks. Today I'm using a rub from my friend John Henry. This is his wild cherry chipotle rub, but use whatever kind you like. Thoroughly season 3.5 pounds of pork ribs and 2 pounds of sirloin steak. Now we have half a pound of bacon that I've cut in half, and we'll lay 4 strips on top of each steak. This will taste incredible. We also have 2 28-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes, and I have everything in pans with low sides so we can get maximum smoke to food contact. In this pan, we have 2 diced poblano peppers, 8 to 10 cloves of garlic, 1 finely diced green bell pepper, 1 finely diced red bell pepper, and 2 finely diced serrano peppers. Next up, we have 3 cups of diced yellow onions, and the last pan contains 1 15-ounce can of fire-roasted and diced tomatoes. 2 handfuls of wood chips into the smoker box. Today I'm using hickory. Place everything inside the smoker with the pan set on racks above the meat. Place the ribs and steak on the bottom rack, close the door and set the temperature to 225. After 35 to 40 minutes, remove the steaks and bacon and stir all your vegetables. It smells great out here, and you can see from the onions that the vegetables are definitely taking in some smoke flavor. Lightly tint the steaks with foil, cool, and refrigerate. Place a half cup of wood chips and a half cup of apple cider in a container and set aside. When everything's been smoking for 2 hours, remove the onions, peppers, and tomatoes, and pour the wood chips and cider into the smoker box. Close the door. Now we'll just dump everything into a large container. Diced tomatoes, onions, smoked vegetables, and the crushed tomatoes. Cool, cover, and refrigerate. After 3.5 hours, pull the ribs, lightly wrap in foil, and we can begin chopping the bacon for this awesome batch of chili. When slicing the sirloin, slice some of it into about 1.5 inch cubes and chop some of it fine to vary the chili's consistency. Now onto the ribs. First, separate each of the ribs. Then, using a paring or boning knife, remove all of the meat by standing 1 rib at a time upward like this and slicing away from the bone. With the meat removed, gather it into piles and again roughly chop, just like we did for the steaks. In a 7-quart or larger cast iron pot set over medium-high heat, heat about 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using half coconut oil and half olive oil. Once hot, add a large handful of mixed bacon and steak and just cook this up until it's well browned. Deglaze the pot with about 1 ounce of bourbon. Now we're getting somewhere. Add the bowl of blended peppers, vegetables, and tomatoes. Stir everything to combine, then add 2 cups of ale. Today I'm using a Beta Amber from a local brewery, but any medium flavored ale that you like will do the trick. Add 3 cups of beef stock, stir, and finally add the chopped meat. This looks like a meat waterfall. Now we'll add a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce and another 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. 3/4 of a cup of very strong coffee. Stir well to combine. Add 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon of freshly ground cumin, and 2 teaspoons of coriander, 2 teaspoons of dried rosemary, 2 teaspoons of Mexican oregano. Stir well, and finally add 1 tablespoon of dark brown sugar. We'll stir this up and set the lid on top for 8 to 10 minutes. Remove the lid, set the burner to low, and simmer the chili for another 45 minutes or so, stirring occasionally. Now just turn the burner off and add a teaspoon of ancho chili powder, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a teaspoon of New Mexico chili powder, 2 more teaspoons of Mexican oregano, and some salt and freshly cracked black pepper to taste. Stir well and prepare the final ingredient, which is a blend of 2 tablespoons of masa or cornmeal with just enough water to form a slurry. Add it to the chili while constantly stirring. Turn the burner back on medium-high and stir just until the chili starts bubbling and is thickened up a bit. Spoon or ladle into a serving dish and optionally garnish with a lime wedge, sour cream, or queso fresco. Enjoy! Thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for updates on our latest content. I'm Chef Tony Matassa, and remember, at bbqguys.com, we smoke the competition.